it's Renee Baker and Gary Adler. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Renee Baker.
And we're here for Carol Chat.
Oh, Carol Chat.
Carol Chat. Gary
I
and I are
like
going to
that.
have a little Carol Chat
Yeah.
because we carol together. And our company, our little caroling company, I.S.M.I.L.E. in New York Productions, is getting ready to celebrate our 25th anniversary, which
Wow.
starts this November. So we're kind of doing these all through the year.
Well, happy anniversary to you. I would like to take credit for it, but I only began working with I Smile New York last year. That was my first time.
First year as a caroler, but the year
First
before
year as a
that, you
caroler.
actually helped us music direct.
That is true. I
Music.
did play piano for rehearsals and worked on helping teach the music for years.
You did, and you have always actually been part of the Christmas spirit with us because you and I met in college
Yes.
during Kiss Me Kate.
Yes. In
So
the fall of 1984.
that's how old we are.
You look much better than I do.
That's not true. That's not true. You look fabulous. So we sang, Annie, Tom, Dick, or Harry, Annie, Harry, Dick, or Tom. Oh gosh, that's not very Christmassy. I shouldn't have done that. Well, that's how we met.
That's right.
And we have our ongoing brush.
Up,
Your
shakes.
here. Okay, that worked really pretty well considering this was Zoom. Okay.
Yeah, because the delay is just perfect for that.
It's just perfect. It's just perfect. We need a little bit of a delay. So anyway, but Gary, you and I, we not only did that, we lived across the hall from each other in our campus housing, and
That's
then we
right.
lived in New York City. We were two of four roommates living in
Yes.
New York City when I first got to New York City.
Yeah, I think. Did you live in New York before I got there, like for a few months, or was that the first time?
No, that was my first time.
Because Kip had lived there, I think, for a few months before the three of us moved in with him.
Yeah, I lived in Minneapolis first.
Right, right.
Yeah. So that was fabulous, really great. Anyway, so Gary, I mean, it's been amazing having you with us as
Thank you.
a music director and a caroler because you can sing any part and even the parts that aren't written. No,
I'm good at making up things. That's what she's saying,
no,
really.
no. See, with some people that would not be a good thing, but with
Yes.
you, it's always a good thing. You can do
Thank you.
anything. Like if we're in a trio, and there was you subbed as a caroler actually, not this past year, but the year before. Remember that one outside the fire department
Right,
in
right.
Lyndhurst? And I think we had two tenors and me.
Yes.
And I'm an alto, but I sometimes do soprano. And so you came in with parts that worked with us, and it was just beautiful. And you're a great MC. Like
Oh, well, thank you.
you're funny, Gary.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And you look
I
great in a top hat.
I think what works for me as a caroler, what's interesting or how I'm different than the other carolers is I'm much more um I absolutely do not consider myself a singer. I can sing to get by and teach people parts and can hold pitch if I have to, but I'm not, a legit trained singer by any stretch of the imagination. But I have a spirit of fun that I put into my caroling, and I think that's kind of infectious for audiences. And I'm much more from a piano player slash musical director background.
Which
In
explains
fact,
the fact that you are sitting at a piano right now.
why I'm at a piano. So many of the carolers, I don't think know this about my sordid past because I've had quite the sordid past. But one of the jobs that I did for a number of years was serving as the musical director of the Radio City Christmas Spectacular.
Yes, yes.
So I wrote arrangements for the Rockettes. I conducted the 36-piece orchestra. I worked with the singers, taught all the Santas their music, all the little people, because the elves have to sing too. Um, I know where they keep the camels backstage because they have live camels and a living nativity at the end of the show.
You know where they
And
keep the
if you've
naughty.
seen if you've seen the NBC Radio City Christmas Spectacular that they broadcast back in 2007, I'm conducting that performance.
Oh
So
my gosh, that's fabulous. I
so
see you rising up with the orchestra from out of.
yes, it was really a thrill to work there, and but because of working at Radio City for so long, Christmas carols kind of became show tunes to me, or at least there was a danger of them becoming show tunes and losing their meaning. Um, However, I associate Christmas carols with memories and wonderful memories and my childhood, and even though we're playing White Christmas with the Rockettes kicking in a circle with a double decker bus on stage, it's not Bing's White Christmas.
It's not.
You know, it's like that is still sacred Christmas Carol to me, and the fact that it was in the Christmas show didn't diminish the importance of Bing's White Christmas in my mind.
So, did you find that you needed to actually counsel yourself about that? Is there something you had to do to actually make sure you kept that sacred?
Yeah, there were always a few go-to Christmas carols that I would listen to at home that had nothing to do with the Radio City Christmas Spectacular, but still brought back all the warm memories I had as a child and what Christmas meant to me and my family growing up. And that's a good segue into the song that I will actually play for you. And I think as soon as you hear these opening chords, this is a song that I figured out how to play on the piano without ever looking at the sheet music, so I'm probably going to get a couple things wrong. But as soon as you hear the opening chords, you'll probably be violently catapulted immediately to your childhood. So
And would you?
let's see if it works. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to point the microphone at the piano a little bit.
Ah, I
Thank
enjoyed
you.
that so much. I was in a reverie. I love that. And do you want to know? I have a I have a record player, CD player thing on top of my refrigerator. And do you know the CD that's in there right now?
Bad Outta Hell by Meatloaf.
How did you guess? Vince Guaraldi.
Vince Guaraldi, of course. I should have known.
This is what I listen to in my kitchen all year long.
But I hear that, like, I just hear that opening chord and
Yeah.
I'm transported right back to where I was the first time I ever heard it. And then somehow I have a craving for Dolly Madison snack cakes because I remember that was the only time we ever saw them advertised was during a Charlie Brown Peanuts special. Brought to you by Dolly Madison.
Why is that the only time we saw them advertised?
I don't know.
But you're right about that. I never even think about them except at Christmas time or Thanksgiving or
Are they even still around? I don't
Great
know.
Pumpkin. I don't know. I don't know. But that was beautiful. Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Renae.
I mean, when I hear that, I'm in a reverie for a while.
Yeah, and I think that Christmas music can do that to people
Mhm.
in a way that other music can't really.
I absolutely agree with you. And do you have a theory as to why? I'll hold my
Uh,
breath.
I don't. Do you?
Oh, yeah, I do, but it'd take a long time. It has a lot to do with sense memory in my,
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
yeah. But some are just more sublime than others, and it really depends on what was going on in your life, I mean, not, but it does seem like a lot of us carolers love this. We sing Christmas, that was Christmas Time is Here
Hmm.
by the Vince Guaraldi trio. And we have a beautiful arrangement of that we do a cappella. And I think every single one of our carolers practically swoons every time we do it. And we've had that arrangement for probably, I don't know, somewhere between 16 and 20 years, and it never stops making us want to swoon. So there's something magical about that. So thank you for bringing it to Carol Chat.
Well, thank
And
you for having me.
I know that we don't know what the future holds with COVID-19 actually helped us have you for more often this year.
That is true.
So that was one of the silver linings of COVID-19 for me
Well,
anyway.
thank you. Me
And
too,
I
actually.
thank you. And I know that you might be busy again with, I don't know, Radio City or something, you always have some kind of Christmas thing going on.
Who
But if you
knows?
know that if you don't, you always have a home with us.
Thank you, Renee.
And so I really treasure you, Gary. And
And I'll play Vince Guaraldi for you anytime.
will you? I'm just gonna, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I cannot sleep. If you would just walk out to your Okay, okay, we can do this on our own time. All right. So I'm gonna let's say goodbye to our audience.
Bye.
Goodbye,
Thanks for
everybody. We'll
watching.
see you next time on Carol Chat. Bye bye.